In today's digital age, content creation has become a really powerful tool for both businesses and individuals alike. People spend more and more time on social network, and that's why companies are really investing a lot of money into advertisements for social media platforms. And that's how important content creation has become. And this year's goal of mine, my personal goal, was to reach out to more brands and start doing more collaborations. I was aiming to do at least one collab every single month, and this is my story on how things went so far. My first piece of advice, and probably one of my most important pieces of advice for this video, is start out with a really strong and personal portfolio. It's a cliche, I really know that, but the first step into securing your next collaboration is simply creating content. Whether that's just content for yourself or something specifically to a brand, that is all up to you. But you have to have something, you really need to have something in order to reach out to companies and brands. Don't be afraid to start experimenting if you don't know what niche you're heading for in the beginning. What I personally did was take a broad spectrum of all types of photography. I started with doing car photos, product photos, portraits. I started doing videos. I started doing a really broad range of types of photography and videography, just to have a broad portfolio for different brands and different types of clients. And I just wanted to basically find my personal niche, and that's how I started, by building my portfolio. And one important thing, guys, build your portfolio with only the best of what you have. So don't show them photos or video work that you're not 100% satisfied with, because you want to sell yourself to a company, you want to show a company what great value you have to offer, and not sell them your maybe work or your work you're not 100% satisfied with. That being said, build your portfolio, expand your portfolio, and maybe it doesn't have to be that difficult. You can ask friends, family, or maybe a model, someone who wants to expand her or his portfolio as well. Ask them to snap some photos of them and give them in return your photos for free. It's called TFP basis photo shoots, and that way you still have the luxury to fail, basically, because you're creating content for yourself. You're not making content for a client yet, so you have the luxury to fail and start to experiment. That's something you can't do when you're starting to create content for brands and get paid for them. Building a portfolio doesn't need to be stressful at all. My next step is an even more important thing, because you already hear me coming. You want to start, for instance, with macro photography or product photography or car photography. It doesn't even matter what type of photography or even videography, but you will probably start thinking at some point that you need a brand new lens, a brand new camera, maybe a gimbal, some sound equipment, whatever you don't have already. But don't start to break your bank by buying new gear just to try out something brand new, or to play around and snap just that one photo you had in your mind. No, start creating and pitching your ideas with the gear you already have, and you will be surprised. Even though it's only your smartphone, you can create some stunning content with phones nowadays. Use whatever you have already and start playing around with that gear only. You can always buy more expensive equipment later on, as soon as you start to gain some cash flow. My next step is even more valuable, I think. Because you can ask yourself, okay, I have the gear, I built myself a portfolio, what's next? Well, next is a daunting step, and it's not gonna be easy, I can assure you that. But you need to start reaching out to companies. But don't act like this. Don't text a company or contact a company and tell them you want some products and you will make some content for them in return. So what is the right way to reach out to a brand? Well, first of all, you need to check local brands brands and smaller companies first. Don't aim for the big fish such as DJI, Sony, Microsoft, Nikon, Canon. I don't know which brands are all that famous and you are dreaming about to work together with. That's not gonna happen, at least not straight from the beginning. So keep it small, keep it humble, and start low on the ladder and start growing your career and climbing up later on. So look for some local brands, some smaller brands, and approach them. That's already gonna be daunting enough. Don't send them a straight email asking for money or a product for free, because you're not an influencer, you're a content creator. I hate that word, influencer. So what should you do then? Well, instead of asking for a product or money up front, focus on how your content can benefit the company or the brand. Develop a well thought out proposal that showcases your understanding of their target audience and how you can help them, the company or the brand, in achieving their goals, which is most often to increase their selling. So you have to pitch an idea. That's the most important thing about reaching out to companies and starting to collaborate and gain collaborations or projects for yourself. For instance, imagine you want to pitch an idea to a company that sells camera bags. Start asking yourself how you as a customer would be convinced to buy one of that brand's camera bags for yourself, for your personal. If you have to give money to the company, buy their product, what would you convince to buy that camera bag? So basically you have to do reverse engineering, but a bit more than reverse engineering, because you don't want to create the next stereotypical type of content that all brands already have, such as an unboxing. So start thinking outside of the box. Give it your personal touch and show the brand, maybe via a mood board, support it with your personal portfolio, how you will create content with the camera bag, in this case, that they should send to you. So that's not gonna be easy, I know, right? But it's all important that you show the company how they will benefit from you and not the other way around. So for instance, if you have a camera bag, you receive the camera bag from the company and they sell it as it's going to be water repellent, it's gonna be really strong and durable in different weather conditions, it's lightweight and it can fit a lot of camera gear, for instance, and it can also fit some other type of gear such as rain jackets, day-to-day life such as food and things like that. So basically it's a multi-purpose camera bag that can stand against the elements. You already hear a few key items right from the beginning. So you are gonna promote a camera bag, so you need some camera gear that can fit the camera bag. And most importantly, you will need a lot of camera gear that can fit the camera bag, because you want to show how strong, sturdy the camera bag is and that it can fit quite some gear. You also need some other gear that can fit the camera bag as well, some non-camera related gear showing that it's multi-purpose aimed. And then last but not least, the weather elements are really important as well. So think about the weather elements. I instantly think about water, rocks, mud, dust, maybe snow. It all depends on the weather conditions, but that way you can start to develop your idea and basically start to think about how you can portray that into a mood board, because you are going to create content for the company. So already pitch the idea you will actually develop for them, and that way around you can really start to develop a mood board. Maybe use Pinterest for some reference images and use your personal portfolio showcasing maybe some photos of a backpack you already took, and that way you can show the company, look, this is what I have in my mind, this is my idea to promote your content, and this is what I already did in the past, and I can do something for sure. I can actually make this idea happen, and it's gonna be really valuable to you to sell the backpack even better. So that's how you should make your email. And then as soon as one company starts to agree with your idea and they want to work together, then it's really important, guys, to give yourself not 100% but 1000%. You want to create the best of the best. If you're not 100% satisfied with the content you already made, just go out again and reshoot everything or reshoot the parts you're not happy with, because you want to stand out from the crowd and show them, look, this is me, this is where I stand for, and I can do even better than I already pitched to you. And if you can satisfy a client, they will probably be happy to do even more collaborations in the future. And that's all about it, because next collaboration will be maybe paid, or they will give you even more gear to play around with. Push the bar a little bit higher, higher and higher every single collaboration. And guys, the first collaboration will be the most difficult one, because you have to convince a company that you will be valuable without any previous collaborations with different brands. So as soon as you can start telling people or companies that you already worked with other companies, they will really start to believe in your content a bit more, and you will have a stronger portfolio for sure. And that's, guys, how I managed to strike at least 4 different collaborations this year already. I took some time off, so you have to keep that in mind as well. And I'm really happy that companies start to contact me as well already. The first steps should be small, they will be daunting, you will have to take a leap of faith, and that's all normal. You can fail, you will succeed a bit as well, you will have to work very hard. It's not gonna be easy. They will ask a lot of work from you, and you will get just a small item in return. So keep that in mind as well. But it's all about having fun and growing into your career. And I can promise you, the beginning is gonna be the most difficult one, but it's not winning a race, it's running a marathon. That being said, guys, it's all part of my personal brand here on my YouTube channel. You don't need to be great to start, but you have to start just to become great. Keep that in mind. Keep going, keep sending messages to companies. Don't spam them too much. If they say no, it's no. Just learn from it, grow your portfolio, and you will get there one day. With that being said, you don't need to be great to start. Start to become great. See you in the next video. Bye.